My name is Chris Harsh. The company I work for is Akzo Nobel Coatings, and I'm a technical instructor here at the Orange Automotive Training Center in California. We're located in Orange, California, and I do certification training classes for professional painters who use our paint products. I became a painter because somebody taught me how to paint. I was fortunate enough to work with somebody who was willing to do that, and not a lot of people are willing to do that. And I think the goal should be, in anything, in any industry, is that you want the next generation to exceed what it is that you're doing. You've gotten to a certain level, but you want to kind of pass the baton to the next generation to make sure that they can do what you're doing and exceed it. There are thousands of colors out there, thousands and thousands. And every year there's thousands of new colors that come out. And when you think about it, every piece that's painted on the vehicle could be a different color. As far as matching colors, it can be challenging. So there could be a vehicle that's made for a number of years. Every color on a vehicle has a color code. What happens is, over the years, or even in one individual year, you could see like 3 or 4 different versions of the same color. So if I type in a color code into our computer software, which is basically where you find the formulas, we actually have a spectrometer where you can take a measurement of a color on a vehicle, and then the camera will pick from a database or our entire database of colors and give you a formula. And then you take that formula, you mix it. Basically, in the paint shop, you have a mixing bank that has probably 75 to 80 different colors on there. And then there's computer software that gives you the formula. You type in the quantity, you can type in the reduction amounts or hardeners or reducers that you put in there. It all gets calculated. Then you send the formula over to a scale, and then you put a cup on the scale, and the scale will then tell you, okay, use toner 575, 250 grams, you pour that in, you hit next, it tells you the next toner, you pour that in. So you mix your color, it tells you the additives to put in it, you stir it all together, you make your test panel, because a lot of painting the vehicle is creating an optical illusion. Because in some cases it's almost impossible to do a perfect butt match of a color, especially with metallics and pearls and things like that. So you have to be able to understand how good does the color need to be, and then what's the scenario on the vehicle. Are there curves? Are there breaking points? Are there areas where you can hide it, where it just will become, you could have a color that's a couple shades off, but by placing it properly on the car with the curves and the body lines and moldings and things to break it up, it's impossible to see it. It becomes invisible. So, that's kind of the color process. And what happens a lot of cases in a body shop is that the painter waits till the very last minute. He waits till the car is in the spray booth to do this process. And the reality is it needs to be done ahead of time. It needs to be done a couple days ahead so that you have time to assess the color, you have time to let the paint dry, you have time to order special toners if you need it, like if it has a specific color. Gives the chance for the paint to dry, because color changes as the paint is wet versus when it's dry. So there's a lot of variables, but that's basically the color process. And then at that point, these spray out cards, you're going to document them. You can print a label of what the formula was, and you can store it in what we call a spray out library. And you basically build up your own library of colors. And they're all documented. They have the formulas on the back. They have mix numbers on them, so that you can go back and mix them anytime you want. So if I do a color match on something and I do it on the digital process, I'll be able to go back to that color, 2 years from now, based on the mix number, and type it in. It'll pull up the same exact formula, the same way I mixed it, and I can mix it again and do the same color again. So once you build up your spray out library, then you can just use your spray out library. Like, oh, I've painted 5 of those cars in the last month. I got 10 spray outs for that color. Just go take your spray outs over there and go, oh, on this car, this one matches. And you just document that, and when that car comes over, it's like, okay, I already know what color it's gonna be. I can mix it, I can spray it, and carry on. So that's kind of in a nutshell what happens with the color process and the details involved in that. Basically, my advice to getting into any of these careers is try to go get a job at a place. And hopefully somebody within there will let you, will basically train you. I enjoy painting, but not only that, I enjoy teaching people and giving people that same, you know, fulfillment that I have in doing it, you know? So, so yeah, I think that's about it.